Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to, am I singing? Probably. We're going to continue our journey to learn just a little bit more about the Chinese with, in the context of English. The whole thing I'm doing is in English language. So I'm operating right now in English, but we're looking at Chinese from the perspective of English. Yesterday, we talked about 狂人日记. It's one of the most known. I'm not sure how widely it was read because I didn't read it yet. I haven't read it yet. It's a short story written by Lu Xun, one of the top authors, about 100 years ago, about this madman's observation on society about 100 years ago. So I will check it out. 狂人日记. And today we continue with this 狂 in 狂妄自大. Is even more interesting depiction because Chinese frame a type of behavior of Chinese, of people, not necessarily Chinese people, because people behavior universal, you can observe it in all cultures, in this phrase, and it's a very interesting way to putting it together. Like there are reasons why among all the Chinese characters, like we have 50,000 of them, commonly use 8,000 of them. Educated person can handle 8,000 of them. And why from the 8,000 characters, these four are pulled to coin this expression? There are some reasons. Okay, so we dive into each one of them. Mad, we talked about this wildly growing plant that extra energy, extra speed, or too fast, too big, growing on this plant is carried over to the stock image. So plant, animal, and then eventually this behavior or this observation was applied on people. And of course, languages are built mostly to depict human lives, right? Well, we do have words address plant, animals, but I guess our self-observation depicting people behavior is eventually what we use our language mostly for, right? We're describing ourselves. So this mad right now is depicting not a mad dog or wildly growing plant, but humans who are as mad as those other living beings. And I guess human mad have a different behavior traits. I'm not sure if you've ever met any mad people in your life, but probably it's highly agitated. It's not calm or extremely calm, and all of a sudden, blow up. Something like that, like unpredictable, abnormalcy in a human society definition. Okay, so that's mad. And check out a previous episode about if you want to know more about this too. This wild plant, the stock image, and then combined now to mean mad applied on humans. Okay, Wang. Okay, we have Wang, the top portion means death, and 女, woman, female, at the bottom. Death, female. Combined together as unreal. How unreal is that? Like how to understand the language creator's intention. Why death and the female combined to mean something unreal? Okay, so death is bottom left corner of the frame. Okay, so you have a frame, right? The bottom left, I guess, like that. Bottom left corner is often used to point kind of toward the ground level. So it's ground. And then we have a super widespread human figure up there. That's a human. Human getting close to the ground. So that means somebody is hiding inside inside the ground or under the ground. So somebody going under the ground for a long time, not getting out, that's death. Okay, female figure is just a visual depiction of females who have their hand folded in the front, very submissive kind of image, and also got a little bit of hips. I guess this is a hip depiction. So that's a submissive female figure captured in a language as an image, as a picture, passing down over time. So when we see the simplified Chinese version over there, we know it's female, and this is death. So ancient way looked like that. My theory of why I'm real. Well, this is first some scholars' theory of why death and woman combined become unreal. Because and it made up the story of the woman's husband passed away. So a death involved of a man. Death of a man caused the woman some mental problem that she gone mad, basically, gone unreal. So that's one explanation. My explanation before I check out my previous videos, because sometimes I come up with theories on spot. I don't even remember what I said before. Okay. My previous theory was death and woman symbolize sex or love, whatever is the object of man. I mean, language creators most likely to be men. Literacy mostly existing in men before. Okay. So death, love, two themes in human life. Like that's the two main things hanging over your head of the man, right? That's the thread throughout the history of literature, right? Regardless of what culture. So those two themes, a lot of times is the source of drama, right? Either you're dealing with death or you're dealing with love. These are too big, too uncontrollable, wild factors in life that you just cannot live at peace with. So that's all the drama comes from. And this word, this wang, eventually means unreal, means there is this detachment between your perception, your understanding of the world, and the reality. So basically it means delusional. So it's you're not seeing the real world. You're not seeing it as it comes to you in an objective way. So unreal means this misreading of reality. Kuang and Wang, what's the difference? Both of them are kind of mad, right? Kind of insane. So that I regard the Kuang and Wang in two ways. Kuang is something goes wrong inside, right? I explained it on the plant. It could be like a hormonal, some growth chemicals inside you is not right. So it's not regulating the plant growing as it's normally would do. So the plant grow wild. And this wild behavior externalized for people to see, right? So can identify that's not a normal growth of a plant. And same apply to the dog. The dog behave in a certain way that's not normal to people, same. So this is external behavior of somebody who is, I guess on people is most likely to be agitated. Like they are just full of themselves. So highly combative, or it's just not regular state of mind, not calm at all. So that's probably more likely the mad depiction on people, even if it's only partial, it's partial truth, of course. And then Wang is the internal process, is somebody looking at the world through a filter that's so biased that there is this detachment or split of what you see in your eyes versus what's really going on outside in the world. So that's Wang. So mad and unreal, both external behavior and internal processing. 自大, okay. zi is self-referral. It's a depiction of the nose because the center of the face is the nose. When we point to ourselves, most likely we point to our nose, right? So that's used as a self-pointer. So that's a self-referral thing. So the nostrils stack up vertically, just like a dog stack up vertically. So a lot of horizontal objects for the efficiency of the language were stacked up. But the nose bridge over here remains like a nose bridge. And then this is the, I guess this is the frame or the mouth, somewhere close to the mouth. And then there are two nostrils over there. That's the a portion of the nose symbol that we used as the nose, as the self-referral. And that, in its most simple sense, is big. But in this context, 自大 is bloated. It's like bigger than what it's really are. It's self-sensed bigness, right? Self-sensed how grandeur you are, right? So in a way, it's like overconfident. So I translate it as a bloated instead of big. It's like oversized, perceptibly oversized. And it came from this almost look like a human figure, right? So in the middle, this structure is an entity. And if you have a horizontal line combining the two entities together, that means double the size. So it used to be like this, right? Now it's two of them combined together. So that's an indicator. I mean, the horizontal line actually serves as an indicator of combining the two together. We have small, which is opposite of separating the two, and have this vertical line, this indicator vertical line, and to mean that like the two are separated. So it was like this, now it's like separated. Versus this is used to be like this, now have another one attached to it, combined together. Okay, so that's pretty abstract way, and you have to see another character to understand this character. So that's that big. Now it's like bloated, oversized, and all of them together is a Chinese way of arrogant. So English users, when you say arrogant, okay, you have probably this face similar to that looking, you know, chin up, mouth corners down, you know, folded arms. That's probably a common human language, at least in English society, to show somebody who's arrogant, who's probably think too highly of themselves, to think their ideas are the ultimate, the right, the golden rule, like their way is the way. Other people's ideas and thinkings are not worthy of their, you know, not even close to their thinking. So that's a kind of arrogant, right? I'm just improvised the arrogant definition, but in Chinese we unpacked it into this madness behavior. Like you behave probably extra agitated, and then one is like your perception of the world is not aligned with reality, and that's judged by people, by the committee around you, right? Like you're one part of the group of people around you, and if all of them are viewing you are lost touch with the reality, then yes, that's the ultimate losing touch with reality. That's one. But I mean, occasionally individuals do have foresight of something that other people don't share, don't have that vision, right? Occasionally that do show up, but this one is, in general, is comparing this one person's reality versus other people's reality to check if this person is off the norm, then this person would be regarded as one, like somebody who's not seeing themselves as themselves, or the world operating as close as other people's, you know, expectations or in other people's mind. So that's cognitively offbeat, and the 狂 is behaviorally offbeat. It's something is off there, right? And then we have 自大, like you're thinking too big of yourself. You're bigger than what you really are, that kind of sense. So that's Chinese pretty well formed depiction of arrogant. All right, and there we go. 狂妄自大. Cash into the currency of thinking by one word today.